All right, welcome to Automate 2024. We're here with Chuck. He has a pretty cool application behind us. This is a machine tending application where it has automated tray loader. But before we get into that, Chuck, give us a rundown of your company and where you all got started.
Yeah, so Centric International got its start selling CNC equipment. So we are a distributor of CNC equipment, tooling equipment, and CNC machines. Started out in Mexico, all of Mexico, and we also sell in the US. So 20 plus years in the CNC machine business. Kind of sparred our interest in loading CNC equipment. When the employee, it's hard to get employees, when that kind of went down, and especially after COVID and things were happening, around that time, our owner of the company, Mike Perez, decided it was a good time to get into the load-unload market. And that kind of spurred our interest in Robo-Tend, is the system that we are promoting here today. And Yaskawa was nice enough to allow us a spot in their booth. So of course we have a Yaskawa robot on our system. And it's basically loading round parts, but you can load square parts. Very easy to program. It has a setup wizard on the HMI screen that you basically put in the size of part that you want to run, and the height, the widths, and that is basically programming the robot. We've done all the work on the backside through the PLC and communication-wise. So as you're entering your information into that wizard, it'll ask you questions. You just fill out the questions. You tell it which trays you have parts in. You can run one tray, two trays, however many trays you want, and however many spots you want to fill in those trays. So once you give that information to the robot, it has it. You've now programmed it. And as far as the CNC side, like I said, Centric is our parent company of the Robo-Tend, and they came from a CNC background. So our guys are well versed in any CNC equipment. Here we have a SMEC machine that we're running parts to right now, but it doesn't have to be a SMEC machine. We've very versed in all CNC equipment. So.
Yeah, it's like that's one of you guys' strengths, is being able to interface with just about any type of piece of equipment.
And that kind of separates us from a lot of integrators, where some integrator companies, they know the robot, they know the integration of the robots very well. They don't necessarily know the CNC side as well and how to set up those communications, where we have groups within Centric that's all they do is set up CNC equipment, and they have for years. And then the Robo side of the automation side, the Robo-Tend side, that's where we have our PLC guys, all of our control guys, robot programmers, and things like that. And so this system just made sense to us. And we also do some other systems that we'll set up, a customized system for people. If the Robo-Tend system doesn't quite make sense to them, and maybe they have a part that just doesn't fit, or we can't modify this system enough, we'll have a conveyor system that we may put pallets on or something like that comes in. And even some companies, they're smaller companies looking for a lower cost system. We can come up with a customized system that suits their needs. And so we're very good at sitting down with our customers, partnering with our customers, and coming up with something that makes sense to them. And so we enjoy doing that, and enjoy having those repeat customers come back year after year for another system.
Yeah,
works out well.
Awesome. Yeah, some cool things you pointed out about this is you have the ability to teach recipes into this system, so that way, whatever stock size material that you have, you could train that stock material in, and then after you trained it one time, it's trained. And then also for the first time of training that, you're just giving the dimensions of the block.
It's literally a 5-10 minute program set up, as far as just setting up the wizard and letting the robot know what part it's going to run. And you're exactly right. It saves programs in there. So if you're going to run 50 of one part, and that's where it lends itself to machine shops and things like that. A lot of people are saying, well, we're a lot of high mix, low volume. Well, something that's easy to set up is this, that you can put in front of a machine, and you might want to run 2 machines. This is just feeding a lathe. At our corporate office in Vista, San Diego, we have a mill on this side, the lathe on this side, and we have this robot in between, and it's feeding both, going from the lathe to the mill.
Gotcha.
And if you wanted to set up a quality check system, we can set that up, and the knowledge that our guys have, we can set up a quality check system that also communicates with your CNC machine. So when you start getting tool wear, that quality system tells the machine, hey, you need to offset one of your tools to this dimension, and we have that knowledge, and that's again what separates us from some of your other
That's definitely a cool and very unique detail to have in there. And also too, like, one thing is, like, you can combine the different systems for to get a higher ROI out of the system, so that way that investment's deployed across multiple pieces of equipment.
Yes.
You know, another thing that's there is multi-processing. Maybe you need to put it to the lathe before you put it to the CNC, or vice versa.
You're exactly right. There's several companies are looking at having to purchase a whole nother piece of equipment because of what they have currently doesn't have the double tail stock or something like that. Well, you don't need to do that with this system. Let the robot turn that part over and put it back into your chuck. You know, let the robot take it from one machine to another. You don't have to go out and buy that big expensive piece of equipment to get these multiple stations. The robot can put it where you need it and run it on a piece of equipment that you have on your floor. So it works out very good.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Chuck. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Hey, thanks for stopping by.
No problem.